Alright, what's up folks? I'm here to bring you an update on Chainlink. I see a few very interesting things going on. We recently broke above major resistance, and I know there's a lot of lot of lines here, but don't you worry. I'm going to break it down, make it simplified. So folks, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell like I'm notified notifications, because look, I was warning people. I was talking about Chainlink breaking out of this descending triangle here, and we've run up, what is it? Just over 100% ever since the breakout when we were like making videos ringing the alarm bells here. So folks, stay tuned to this channel. Now, I brought up some Bollinger Bands here because I do think it's interesting for a few reasons. Whenever we're running up and there's not a lot of clear price structure, we're still in the beginning stages of forming price structure in our new pattern. It's good to look at like fib levels and kind of Bollinger Bands and some other stuff to kind of get a sense of what's going on. And I want to bring this up because I do think we're pumping and we might see bullish continuation. And I'm going to mention some very key support and resistance levels and some price targets if we hit certain areas. But I want to bring up all our Bollinger Bands here, just to get them out of the way first. So I brought up two different Bollinger Bands, one with a standard deviation of 2, another of 3, to kind of get a sense of overbought and oversold regions during an uptrend here. Okay, and I want to say this because if we start to break down, I do think it's likely that we start to find some temporary support. I'd say between $27 and $25. I'd kind of flip this at this point, something like this. So if excuse me, if Link fell down, like 27.10 to $25, that's where I would be looking to accumulate Chainlink. Okay, our median line on the daily Bollinger Band is right here, and if we go to the 6-hour, we can also see how the median line on the 6-hour lines up perfectly with one of our fib levels and with the previous peak. So if and when we do have a pullback, I do think we likely find support 27 to 20, 24, 25. If we start to break below these regions, actually, you know what? I can even make this more clear. I think if we fall from $27.30 to $25, I'd say that's where I would be looking to accumulate Chainlink. If we fall below that, I think we're very likely to fall, kind of 20. I'd say 23.15 to 22. If we start to break below this level, I think Chainlink is no longer short-term bullish because I think 22 is kind of the lowest Link could fall and still remain short-term bullish, because that's where the lower extremities of our Bollinger Band is here on the 6-hour. A lot of volume building up in those regions too. But I mean, if we do zoom out to a little larger time frames, our Bollinger Band levels are below us. But I think this is kind of for short term. If we fall below 22, I think we are likely to no longer be short-term bullish. We need to rethink its price structure. And the reason why I'm talking about pullback targets is because I do see some weakness. We're starting to see long wicks to the upside, and we're kind of in the overbought regions in regards to our Bollinger Bands here. So I do think a pullback kind of makes sense for Chainlink, although key resistance level is kind of $30, $31. Psychological resistance, that's where we're getting rejected right now. Fib levels near there. Top of our Bollinger Bands are near there. But if we can get above and tackle these short-term price targets, I think Chainlink has a good chance of reaching $30. Why? Well, we were kind of in this. Okay, let's take away our Bollinger Bands now that that's kind of out of the way, because there's a lot of stuff going on here. So if we take the height of this ascending triangle right here, see, this is resistance, this green line support from the bottom to the top here, okay, and we take the height of that and move it to the breakout point. That brings us to about $30, which lines up perfectly with one of our fib levels. So if we can tackle the low 30-cent range, get above and hold above and close above, I'd say 31.40 cents. 31.30 cents. If we can get above and close above that, I think $38 is kind of our next impulse here with Chainlink. And over the long term, I do think Chainlink has a very good chance of reaching the low hundreds of dollars by the peak of this bull run. Chainlink is a decentralized oracle. It essentially brings data not within a smart contract to within a smart contract. Just any kind of data you want, really. And so it's kind of essential for if decentralized finance and dApps and all this stuff is to continue to mature, things like Chainlink are necessary. So I do think Chainlink, being the leader in this niche, is very likely to see continued success as long as the space as a whole continues to grow, which I think it will. So by the peak of this bull run, is likely to reach its peak, in my opinion. Some people disagree with me. There's some interesting arguments to say that there won't be a peak of the bull run, or that the cryptos now will act more like the stock market. But bottom line is, according to a few charts, I think Bitcoin is likely to reach its peak September, October 2021. Chainlink and the altcoins are likely to reach their peak roughly 1 month after Bitcoin. I'm basing that off the fact of Ethereum last cycle reached its peak a month after Bitcoin. So could something similar happen with Ethereum and the altcoins such as Chainlink reaching their peak roughly a month after Bitcoin? I don't know, but I think it's likely. So those are some of the things I'm considering with Chainlink here. Now, let's take a look here at our indicators. Let me just take 1 sec here to pull it up. Link, USDT. Let's take a look. I want to see how things are looking here. Let's go to the daily first. Ooh, look at that. Bullish cross from the daily. Weighted MACD on the way up. Stochastic overbought, kind of curving down. Looks like it might want to have a bearish crossover. RSI is going up here, although concerningly may run up against resistance at 72. If we go for that leg down here, that's where if we get rejected off kind of like the 72, 73 range in terms of the RSI, we could really go for a leg down here, and we are trending downward. So this is actually very bearish. Whenever we see macro lower highs paired with higher highs in price action. So let me state that better. Whenever we see macro lower highs on the RSI paired with macro higher highs in price action, that's actually pretty bearish. Now we are getting bullish divergence in a sense here, because if we take this, yeah, we can see kind of like we're bullishly diverging. So it's just a factor. It's not the end all be all, but that is kind of concerning. Let's take a look at the 12. 12 hour looks bullish. Everything's on the way up. Bullish crossovers all around. Stochastic RSI concerningly regular RSI concerningly nearing the overbought territory. Likely to see rejection at some point here. Same situation on the 6. 6 looks bullish, except for the RSI kind of concerning being overbought like that. 3 hours, same situation. 1 hour. Bearish crossover, MACD starting to tick down. Weighted MACD trying to have that bearish crossover, which makes sense, folks. We're right up against resistance, psychological resistance with like the 30 to 31 region fib resistance level right about there. So kind of just to summarize a bit here, I do think we're likely to see a little bit of a pullback. Yeah, look at that. In the short term here, macro trend looks bullish, except concerningly we're overbought. We're kind of getting some bearish divergence as well on the daily, which is very, very concerning. Which is why I began this video by talking about pullback targets. Although, aside from that, price action in and of itself is still bullish. We're still making macro higher highs and higher lows all the way around. So until we stop doing that, we're still short-term bullish. But in terms of short-term pullback targets, I think obviously like the tops of these peaks here, they're kind of obvious here. But really, I think kind of like $27 to 25, 24.80s where we'd find support. If we fell back down to those regions, that's where I would be looking to accumulate Chainlink. If I hadn't already been accumulating Chainlink, I am actually done accumulating pretty much everything. I'm waiting out for like select opportunities with certain low cap gems, but I'm pretty tapped out, folks. I've been accumulating. I've been in crypto for many months now, and I've accumulated mostly everything I want. So now I'm just waiting for select opportunities. But if I were getting into the space today, and if I were so inclined, and if I wanted to get into Chainlink, kind of this level here and this level here is where I would be looking dollar cost average my way into if I wanted to get into Chainlink. Yeah, so folks, if anything interesting further happens with Chainlink, we'll definitely be talking about it on this channel. Like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to notify new uploads. As well, check out our VIP Discord group. Link for that will be down in the description below. You get access through our Patreon. Our Patreon members get all our high probability setups, interesting low cap gems we're looking at before anyone else. So check that out. It's a great way to support us, and you get access to a VIP Discord group and those perks as well. We will be giving away a hardware wallet randomly to one of the first 100 Patreon members. So folks, consider joining. Link down in the description below. Again, if anything further interesting happens, we'll talk about it here. Thank you for watching, folks. Take care.